Have you ever been irrationally annoyed by something small, like when a coworker laughs too loud and you're like, how dare you be so motherfucking happy, you little bitch? Or when somebody cuts you off in traffic and all of a sudden you're auditioning for a revenge thriller? You know that road rage shit? That's your shadow getting triggered. It's pointing to something inside you that needs your attention. The wrong we were taught when something like this. You gotta struggle hard and life's a bitch. She threw you as a shovel to dig your own ditch. But looking back at my life, I wouldn't change shit. The world is divided into a billion pieces. Welcome to Sundays in the Shadows, a space for the bold, the brave, and the unfuckwittable. I am Mark Sanchez, your guide through the chaos into clarity. Together we'll explore how working with your shadow can turn pain into power and darkness into unshakable joy. Every shadow has a story, and every story holds the potential for transformation. So get ready to laugh, cry, heal, and then repeat. This is our first episode, and I'm thrilled to have you here. Today we're diving into the basics, what shadow work is, why it matters, and how it can change your mother-loving life. Are you ready? Let's fucking go. So I'd like to start by sharing a little bit about myself. My name is Mark Sanchez, and for over 20 years, I've been in the hospitality industry. And let me tell you, it hasn't always been rainbows and sunshines. And if you've been in the industry, you understand what the fuck I'm talking about. At one point, I hated my job, my coworkers, and honestly, even my mother-loving guests. I wanted to choke the shit out of them because they're shitty tippers. I felt like everything around me was working against me. Does this sound familiar? Do you hate people at work? Do you hate your job? Do you wake up not wanting to go? You see, I didn't know what shadow work was until I joined a shamanic training program, and one day we did a journey to meet this mysterious shadow. At first I thought, oh great, another woo-woo concept to freak me out. But after that journey, I was curious. So I started to ask questions within my spiritual community, and my friend Heather handed me Debbie Ford's book, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. That book cracked me wide open. I knew what it was I wanted to do with my life. At the time, I was stuck in a cycle of blame. I thought my misery was everybody else's fault, but as I started to explore shadow work, something clicked. I decided to put these principles to the test. Worst case scenario, nothing changes. Best case scenario, everything changes. Spoiler alert! Everything mother-loving changed. So what is this shadow work? Shadow work is about uncovering the parts of yourself that you'd rather not see. The anger, the fear, the shame. These are the parts you've pushed away because they felt too messy or unacceptable. But here's the deal. Ignoring them doesn't make them disappear. It just makes them louder. Have you ever been irrationally annoyed by something small, like when a coworker laughs too loud and you're like, how dare you be so motherfucking happy, you little bitch? Or when somebody cuts you off in traffic and all of a sudden you're auditioning for a revenge thriller? You know that road rage shit? That's your shadow getting triggered. It's pointing to something inside you that needs your attention. For me, shadow work revealed how much my outer world was reflected from my inner world. I realized that my guests wanted to tip me, but my dickhead shadow wasn't allowing it. You fucking cockblocker, you. My coworkers were actually great people, but my shadow was too busy judging them. You motherfucking hyena, stop laughing like you're happy all the time. I know nobody's that happy. When I started to address this, everything shifted. More money came in, my relationships improved, and my days felt lighter. It's not magic. It's self-awareness in action. So this podcast is here because healing can feel lonely. When you're in the thick of it, it's easy to think you're the only one struggling. Sundays in the Shadows is a reminder that you are not alone, like Michael Jackson says. We'll explore the messy, the magical, and everything in between. Each week, we'll cover topics like understanding your shadow, navigating tough emotions, and finding joy in unexpected places, like your toxic work environment. Some episodes will be just me sharing my experiences and lessons, and other times I'll bring on guests who have done the work also and have their stories to tell. My goal is to make shadow work accessible, relatable, and even maybe a little bit of fun. Okay, a lot of motherfucking fun, because shadow work sounds scary, but it's not, I promise. So before we wrap up today's episode, here's something to think about. What's one part of yourself that you've been avoiding? Maybe it's a habit, a fear, or a belief you're not ready to face. This week, just notice it. Don't try to change it or judge it, but just be aware of it. You see, awareness is the first step to transformation. Next week, I'll be sharing my personal shadow journey, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. You won't want to miss this. So thank you for investing your time with me today. Starting this journey is a big deal, and I'm honored to be a part of it. If this episode resonated with you, share it with somebody who you might think could benefit from it also. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review so we can keep building this community together. And until next Sunday, remember, laugh when it gets ridiculous, cry when it gets real, and heal because you're worth it. And repeat this shit. And also remember, nobody's coming to save you. It's up to you to learn how to fish yourself out of the fuckery. Love ya. Even if I got the chance, I would've started this life from scratch. I learned a lot from selling drugs and stabbing traps. It wasn't so fun, but knew how to act. Since I was young, I was surrounded by